Elsewhere in Europe, let's have a look at the results of match day 4. It was goalless between Atletico Madrid and Lokomotiv Moscow. Bayern Munich doing what Bayern Munich do, scoring 3 goals, amongst them Lewandowski, of course. Earlier on, Mönchengladbach comfortably beat Shakhtar Donetsk by 4-0. Great win for Real Madrid, important result for them in their quest to qualify for the knockout stages, winning in Milan by 2-0. Eden Hazard amongst the scorers there. Manchester City we've seen, Porto winning at Marseille, and in Liverpool's group, as we mentioned earlier, Ajax have beaten Midtjylland by 3-1. Let's go back to Anfield and hear from James Milner. He's with Des Kelly.
James, 100% record in the Champions League's gone tonight. Did you ever quite get going tonight?
No, I don't think so. We know it was a poor performance, pretty flat. Obviously, a lot of changes again, and like you say, just never got going tonight, which was disappointing.
That flatness, is that because of the changes, the impact of the just looking for the rhythm?
A bit. I think a lot of players aren't played together, and the schedule is busy. We keep saying it, so sometimes you have to try and get a win without being at your best, and maybe not having the level that we would like to have, and we couldn't do that tonight. We didn't create enough, didn't keep the ball well enough. We just didn't have that sharpness really, so it was disappointing. But we're still top of the group, so we have to recover and go again at the weekend, another big game.
Was the manager looking for more intensity out there?
I don't think you could question the boys' effort. I think the effort's always there, and that from this group. There wasn't the fluidity. I don't think there was times where, in the away game we moved them around very well and created those openings to run into, and today we didn't do that enough and create the spaces to move into.
And we could see that the changes coming, the 4 changes. They scored just before it happens and just after in 4 minutes. Again, that's a sort of they took their chances at the right time.
Yeah, they did, and probably from balls in the box we didn't get close enough to stop the cross, which was disappointing. But again, like I say, that was probably the whole game. We're always maybe a second late on the press and didn't do enough with it. Created very few chances, which is disappointing for us. But like I say, the effort was there. It was just one of those nights for us where we didn't produce our best and we couldn't get anything going, which was disappointing. But that's something we need to move on from pretty quickly because we've got a lot of games coming up.
And this group has got much more complicated now. 9 points, 7 points, 7 points. You've got Ajax next.
It always is complicated. It's the Champions League. People look at it on paper, but we know how good a team, what a good team they are. And it was a bit of a false result away from home. We played really well, and people then think, it'll be easy second leg, and we know otherwise. And it didn't happen for us tonight. But it's a strong group. Obviously, Ajax, we know how good they are as well. So. It's going to be tough, but it's in our hands, and we just need to, get over this pretty quickly and look where we can improve and go again.
Thanks, James.
Cheers.
The opposition's final third, they were quite clinical. So, you've got to hand it to them, because imagine how daunting that was tonight, coming to Anfield having been smashed 5-0 at home not so long ago. That's still fresh in your mind. Yeah. And to come to a fortress like Anfield and to go and do that, fair play to them.
Strong performance from them. What was wrong with Liverpool tonight?
There wasn't much urgency. Their levels went down slightly. You look at Salah and Mane, weren't particularly in the game. They're danger men, and credit to Atalanta. I thought they just stopped them from playing, and I think in Gomez and Ilic, I think they're the 2 best players on the pitch.
OK, well, Liverpool could, of course, to see exactly how things stand. There you go. Liverpool still 2 points clear, but of the 2 clubs. So, the next game's going to be a big one for Liverpool against Ajax. Defeat there, and of course you would expect Atalanta to beat Midtjylland, and all of a sudden the pressure will be very much on Liverpool. But they do tend to find a way when they most need to. And lots more live football coming your way in the next few days. Europa League action tomorrow, and then a double header from the Premier League on Saturday. It's then time for the boxing to take over with a lineup you won't want to miss. Well, this half has had a bit of a feeling of an exhibition bout itself, hasn't it? It's not been as quite as exciting as we expected.
It was nowhere near as exciting as our pre-match talk. That's for certain. It was a bit of a bore fest, but we give it a good build-up. It's important. but yeah, listen.
Second half will be great.
Second half will improve. I'm sure it's got to, because the way Liverpool have been penned back a little bit. I think the Atalanta team have played more like the home team. They've had good possession. They've been probing. They've had probably the better of the opportunities in the first half. So much to improve for Liverpool.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of those half chances, let's describe them as, that fell for Atalanta in that first half, Michael?
Yeah, a mixture really of Atalanta good play and a couple of mistakes from Liverpool. You see Mo Salah giving the ball away there, uncharacteristic, square pass in your own half, lucky to get away with it. This is a good ball, probably a poor first touch, and then he surprises Alisson, who does really, really well, Crouchy, with a stiff arm.
Yeah, keeper did well there because he's obviously expecting the cross, and it was a good strong shot and a good hand. But a little bit sloppy in giving possession away, and that's products of their own downfall there with giving possession away. But Atalanta, you've got to give them credit. I think they've been they've stepped it up certainly from the first game.
Yeah, and defensively they've got a different game plan, haven't they, Rio?
Yeah, they haven't, and they've been pressing. I mean, they've obviously learnt from last time they played against Liverpool where they got battered, and they probably didn't put the press on as they should have in any parts of the park. But here, as soon as the ball comes into kind of their final or their third of the pitch, they're up and out at people. They're not giving people time and the space, and especially the danger men, the front two, the pairing of Mo Salah and Salah. So they're up against them. They're making it difficult. And they're crowding them out a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I think that's important to note because there's loads of teams that can just put 11 men behind the ball, but it's getting into position. And even if you're going to defend deep, but then pressing from deep, it's if you've not got any pressure on the ball, then it's impossible. So yes, they're defending deep, defending in numbers. Liverpool finding it hard, but once they get in those positions, they're really squeezing the play. Liverpool are finding it difficult.
Yeah. What do you think he'll change? Because he's pretty good at doing that.
Well, he didn't look too pleased, did he? So I think they'll, he'll certainly give them a talking to at half time, and I imagine they'll come out, a lot more at it this second half. And listen, he's got some big guns on the bench. He wants to change it, hasn't he?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one or two of those coming on in the second half. I think Diogo Jota is actually warming up. We can see him at Anfield. There he is, over your shoulder, Ria. We'll find out if we'll see him in the second half when we come back.